guys, so today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I just wanted to get a little personal, for a second. Oh man. So I'll just dive into it. I've never been, medically diagnosed with depression, so I'm not going to try to diagnose myself. But I will say that the symptoms of depression and have been very prominent in my life. And so I was just going to tell you all about one of my most recent experiences with depression. Last year, the month of December, I was going through. Last year, in December, my grandfather had an accident to where he got hospitalized and he was unconscious due to brain injury. So this was, December. I can't even think of the date right now, but it was. It was before Christmas, and I did everything I could to be there for him. Just given past circumstances, I didn't want to repeat of them, and so I decided, I was going to be there for him. I was going to be by his side. If he was going to wake up, I was going to be there. And if he was going to pass, I was going to spend as much time as I could with him. So I ended up skipping finals that week. Apparently, if you have a close loss in your family, you can, and the doctors would tell us what they knew, which wasn't a lot, but just knowing what they had said and where the injuries were and stuff, it was a matter of days that he would be there with us. And so on December 17th, I don't know. December 17th of 2014, my grandfather passed away. Obviously, I'm still not over it. But I just remember, at that point, I lost my best friend. He was always a huge supporter of mine. He always had these crazy dreams and goals, things that, he wanted for me. And so when he passed away, it broke my heart. But I pulled it together, my grandma said, this isn't what he wanted, He was a strong man and he wouldn't have wanted us to cry over him. And so I held it together in front of her. And, I made myself busy. There was a lot of stuff that we needed to do for the funeral and the visitation, and so I pulled it together. I did what I could. For those of y'all that don't know me, I'm better at writing than I am filming. And so I just kind of dove into my writing head first, which I can put a link for y'all to some of the poems and stuff that I wrote for him. But, I kept myself busy, and as long as I was busy, I could distract myself to where I was fine, But then the next semester started, and we had to go home, and I wasn't distracted anymore. I went to school, and I didn't really talk to anybody, so I was pretty alone there. And then I had an online class, so I was at home alone, and I couldn't focus at all. I ended up failing the class because anytime I was alone, if I wasn't distracted by something, then it just went to this really dark place, and it was either being distracted or just completely shut off, like mentally and emotionally. So that's where I went. And so I stopped contacting my friends like I should have. A lot of the relationships with my family started being strained because I didn't want to talk. I didn't know how to talk to them about it. And I remember that spring, I went to this camp retreat. And for those of y'all that know me, camp for me is 365 days a year. Like camp is life. And so to be there at that retreat, at one of my favorite places on earth, surrounded by some of my best friends, the people that, basically raised me, and still feeling hopeless and lost was devastating, and I think it became a huge wake-up call for me because I had let this go so far that it was controlling me. It was interfering with every aspect of my life. And so I finally decided that weekend, no. And I remember just like, I was telling the devil, like, you're not gonna let this control me anymore. Like, yes, I've lost my grandfather, and yes, I love him to death, but we have hope in God, I believe that, my grandfather was a Christian man, and I'm gonna see him again, and to let the devil use that to control me, that wasn't gonna happen. That was not gonna work. That was not cool for me, Like, I was not okay with that. So I remember deciding that weekend, no. Just no. And so was I still in pain? Absolutely. I mean, I cried a second ago. Like, it still tears me up inside. But that's not what God wants for us. That's not what we should want for ourselves, is to just let the bad things that happen to us control us and, use us, because there's still so much good that we can do. And, my grandfather, like I said, he supported me. He taught me how to be a better person. And so instead of focusing on the fact that I'd lost him, I started zeroing in on all the things that he did tell me and the way that he shaped me as a person. And it was kind of cool looking back at it because, he passed away in December and I turned 18. I was an adult by January. And so I just kind of looked at it like, God let him stay with me through my childhood. Like he raised me into an adult. And then, Granjam used to tell us that, he would be there as long as we needed him. And, I really believe that God decided at that point, you're good. Like, he's given you what he can, and now he's coming home to me, and so now it's my responsibility here on earth to do what I can until I can be back with him. And, that's a me thing. So how does this, affect you? Well, we all deal with loss, maybe it's loss of a family member, or maybe it's just separation from a friend. But I believe that, we have to look back and just say no to the devil, and believe that God's going to bring us through it, and not just bring us through it, but use that experience to help us grow. I'm really big into putting together playlists. I would like to point out that I made a couple for y'all that are on the page. So I made a playlist for myself, because sometimes you just gotta go into moods, and sometimes you need something to bring you out. And so I just made a list of different songs. It was a wide genre, but all of the Christian songs I picked, I looked back at them, and every single one mentioned God's faithfulness. That He's been faithful then, and He's gonna continue to be faithful now. And that's what really stuck with me, because I started looking back at every other dark moment I'd had, and every single one of them, not only did God bring me through it, but He has used each experience for me to help somebody else. Everything I had gone through was not in vain. God had already used it, and I believe that He would continue to use it. And so to not believe that He wouldn't use this is just foolish, And he already has used it. I mean, I've had friends that unfortunately have lost people. And, it gave me this drive that I feel like I wouldn't have had otherwise, because yes, I had dealt with depression before, but this was crippling, you know, and this is, you know, when I'm supposed to be in a better place, and I'm still going through this. So it was a big wake-up call, like I said at the retreat, when I realized that it had taken hold of me that much. And so that's where I'm coming from with depression. And the reason I started these videos in particular is because I'm not gonna cry again. But I guess it was last month, a friend of mine ended up committing suicide. I don't know all the specifics. I just, you know, I know that he was in a dark place, and I guess at some point, you know, the devil just got to him to where he decided that was the better option. And so when I tell you things like this, you know, when I'm talking about depression, I don't want to upset you. And I want to be specific about what I mean. I don't want to upset you as in make you sad, you know, make you feel bad. I want to upset you to where you are angry. You know, like, I mean, not that anger is a good thing to have. Anger comes, you know, anger is a secondhand emotion, and so it can stem from several different things. But I want you to be angry because the devil is trying to attack us. He's trying to attack you. He's trying to attack me. He's trying to attack your friends, my friends, your family, my family. And he is trying to tell us that there is no hope. But God is our hope, you know? At the end of the day, he's got it all in his hands. He's got it all under control. We may not be able to see it, you know, but he's still there. You know, I told you I was going to use metaphors, so here's one. At night, you know, sometimes it's cloudy and so you can't see the moon, you can't see the stars. Maybe there's a street light, you know. But for the most part, it's dark out, you know. So just imagine with me, you know, it's night, it's cloudy, you can't see anything, it's dark, pitch black. But, you know, we have faith, though, that at some point, the sun's going to come up, you know, and the sun's strong enough to where it can go through the clouds. You know, there may still be clouds there, it may even rain, but you're going to be able to see the sun. And so that's where I equate God to, you know. God is the light in our lives, you know. He's the one that can pierce through the darkness. And sometimes it looks like he's left us. I understand that. But he is never out of reach. And no matter what we're going through, no matter how dark it seems, like God is there. You know, he is faithful. And, you know, if you're not a Christian and you're listening to that, I guess there's several ways I can go with this, but, you know, like I've said before, there is still a positive impact that you can have. There is still a purpose, there is a role that you play. And God doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't make accidents. You are here for a reason, and whether you've gotten the opportunity to learn about it or not, there is a purpose you serve. Even if it's just to touch one life, even if you can just make one person's life better or have a positive impact on them, plant a seed even, you know, maybe you don't get to see what happens, but you can still do some good. I think the biggest thing is just choosing that you're going to do good, choosing that you're going to help somebody else, choosing that you're going to say no to the darkness that is trying to surround you. So, you know, it started with the death of my grandfather and it ends with me yelling at you, but you know, that's where I'm at in life right now. So I wanna encourage you, you know, to push back and to say no. And you know, that for me was a circumstantial thing, but it was a big circumstantial thing. You know, it's not every day that you lose somebody close to you. But you can choose. You can choose how you're gonna react. You can choose how it's going to affect you. And so, choose today how you're going to let the darkness affect you. And believe that, you know, the sun is going to rise. That's all from me.
Apostle Paul talking to the Lord. I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. But he said, my grace is significant for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So therefore, I will boast all and more glad about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest upon me. That's why, for Christ's sake, I delight in my weaknesses, in my insults, in my hardships, in my persecution, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong.